Hello?
Amy, your kidneys are failing. You need to get to the hospital.
When I heard those words back in 2021, my life changed completely. I remember feeling so scared and confused as we drove to the emergency room. All I knew was that I'd been feeling sick for the last month, and I had absolutely no idea what was wrong. I had a kidney biopsy the next day, and a few days later it revealed that I had a rare autoimmune disease called Goodpasture syndrome. It turns out that my body had been attacking my lungs and kidneys. They kept me in the hospital for 21 days. After about a week in the ICU and a lot of treatment, my lungs started to improve, which was a miracle. My kidneys, on the other hand, did not. It wasn't too long before they labeled me with end-stage renal failure. I was discharged from the hospital in August and started visiting an outpatient clinic for dialysis. I went there 3 times a week, and my appointments were 4 hours. My whole life as a 27-year-old girl was over. I had to quit my job working as a copywriter, and I had to give up my apartment where I'd been living on my own for 4 years. I had to move back in with my parents. That was a really tough transition. But looking back, I am so unbelievably grateful that they were in town and they could give me the support that I needed, because I needed a lot. And family, when you're going through something like a health crisis, is everything. They're everything. For about 2 months after I got out of the hospital, I was on a chemotherapy drug, and it was used to fight my autoimmune disease. They told me that a major side effect of the drug would be hair loss. It did not take long for me to lose more than 80% of my long brown hair. So while I look great with short hair now, it was really, really tough when I lost it all. Because of the effect that this medication had on my white blood cell count, I ended up being readmitted to the hospital 4 times before the following March of 2022. It was such a stressful, chaotic time for my family. We had never gone through something like this before. I remember hating to see the toll it was taking on each of them. But we got through it, and we're still getting through it as a family. That year, I switched to peritoneal dialysis, which meant I no longer had to go to the clinic. I would do my dialysis at home on my own. They inserted a catheter into my abdomen, and that's what I used to hook up to my machine every night. It sat on my nightstand in my bedroom, and it would work all through the night while I was sleeping, which was amazing. But there was a drawback, which was the time frame, 12 hours. To this day, I am still spending more than half of my life on a dialysis machine. While it does give me a little more freedom than hemo did, it still really restricts how I live my life day to day. I simply can't do what other young adults my age are doing, and that's really, really hard. I'm really limited when it comes to physical activity, diet, travel, and even the clothes that I can wear. I can't go swimming or take baths because of my catheter. I have to really limit my sodium intake. So say goodbye to salty foods like French fries and potato chips. And because of my 12-hour dialysis schedule, I'm not able to go out late at night with my friends. And that's been Wow, that's been really hard. Because I've always been an extroverted person. I mean, ask anybody. That's me. That's who I am. I love social interaction. I feed off it. But dialysis has really put a damper on my energy. I mean, right now, I can barely handle more than one activity a day without getting completely exhausted. It's been a long journey, that's for sure. But I have really changed since I first got diagnosed. I've learned how to trust God even when I have no idea what's coming. And that trust has allowed me to have gratitude and joy even in the midst of really extreme suffering. And that's probably the biggest lesson that I've learned through all this. And it's a lesson that I'll carry with me through the rest of my life. After I got my third COVID vaccine, I finally got on the transplant list in October 2022, which was a huge victory after so many setbacks. They told me that I make an excellent transplant candidate due to my age and health. They told me that this new kidney will restore my life in amazing ways. I'm speechless just thinking about it. I'm gonna get back all the energy that I missed so much. And I'm gonna be able to exercise and work and eat and drink and travel and everything that a 20-something-year-old would do. All my limitations that I've had to live with for the past 18 months are going to be replaced with amazing possibilities. Now, you may not know this, but anybody can call to get tested to become a living kidney donor. I'm not the only one who's waiting for her life-saving organ. At any given time, there's about 100,000 of us on the wait list. You know, I think it's a miracle that God gave us 2 kidneys when we can live a perfectly normal life with just one. Do you think you feel called to share your spare? If you do, I highly encourage you to call and talk to one of our living donor coordinators. You can ask questions and learn all about the process. And even if you don't think this is your calling, I highly encourage you to share this video and just share this number with anyone you can think of who might be interested. My life is not the only one that needs saving. Telling me my kidneys were failing changed my life back in 2021. The next words that I hope to hear will change it yet again.
Amy, we found you a kidney.